Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we got 12 sporty sedans for new time drivers or for a first car for under $5,000. Really quick guys, if my voice sounds a little weird or if I'm like not talking as normally as I do, I have a sore throat today. It hurts really bad, and so that's why I apologize. But yeah, 12 sports sedans. We did one the other day for under 10K, so obviously we have to do one today for under 5K because this is how the world works. It's just America. And hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to support the channel any more than you already are, head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop to pick yourself up a hat, shirt, or shorts. And with that all out of the way, let's get right into the video. Alright, so number 12 is the first generation Chevy Cruze, which comes with a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes 151 horsepower and it's front wheel drive. And this car is 110% just meant to be a daily driver, but that has not stopped people from modifying them to the moon and back. Usually very poorly, to be honest, but hey, at least it's done, alright? They're modifying them. They may be modifying them terribly, but they're modifying them and it counts. And honestly, there are some pretty quick little Chevy Cruze builds out there too. It's not like all racer builds. But if you do want a tuner car, then this is probably not your best choice. This car is more meant for the guy who just wants a daily driver that isn't like the ugliest car on the road. Number 11 is the Volvo 240, which comes with a bunch of different engines. There's a lot, but the big one is the 2.3 liter inline 4 that makes 114 horsepower, and the car is rear wheel drive, which just holds a little bit of a special plate in my heart, a special place, my bad, in my heart, to be honest. I love rear wheel drive cars, that's no surprise, and since this car stock comes with such little power, you don't have to worry about it getting out of hand. So you have all the rear wheel drive benefits while having none of the rear wheel drive downsides. It's awesome. Of course, though, if you ever wish to up this 114 horsepower, it's more than possible in these Volvos. They also have a very cool like retro styling to them that is kind of a hit or a miss with people, but personally, when done right, I think it looks really, really good. Oh, and they're also a really great starter drift car. Just want to put that out there that if you want to get into drifting, the Volvo 240 is amazing. Number 10 is the Volkswagen Jetta Mark IV, which comes with a 2-liter inline 4, no turbo, and it makes a nice 115 horsepower while being front-wheel drive. And yes, that's right, this car has 1 horsepower more than the Volvo 240. So between these two, it's completely up to you which one you like better. But personally, I think the Jetta is the better option, but only because of looks alone. I mean, both have the same amount of potential. The 240 can be more fun, but the Jetta just looks a little bit better in my opinion. And if you want a rear-wheel drive car that's fun, I would go with something other than the Volvo 240. That's why I put this one above it. But you slam a freaking Mark IV Jetta and put some really nice like wheels on it, and you'll have like the cleanest build in your hometown. They're just you can't go wrong with a Mark IV Jetta. Number 9 is the Lexus IS 300, which comes with a 3-liter inline 6 that makes 225 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive, and that's just such a lovely combo. So you may be asking yourself, well, why did Mark put it so low? It's just like the ultimate car for him. And the reason is, in order to find one of these in a manual transmission, you're looking to spend like $7,000 to $10,000. For under 5K, you're only going to be able to find an automatic one. And at that point, there's so many better options. Either way, it's still a blast of a car to drive, and it looks absolutely amazing. One of the best Lexus cars, in my opinion, looks-wise. And they also have some of the most aftermarket support of any car on this list. So you gotta love the IS 300. It's a drifter's paradise, but unfortunately, for an automatic, I just couldn't put any higher. Number 8 is the BMW E30. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because, to be honest, any E30 is a good choice, but most of them come with an inline 4, and they make around 100 to 150 horsepower, some of them even more, while being rear-wheel drive, but there also were all-wheel drive models, so look out for those when you're looking for one of these cars. I mean, what is there not to like about the E30? It's like if the Jetta and the Volvo had a baby. It has that amazing retro old car styling, but still extremely, extremely highly modifiable. I love them so much, but they're getting quite pricey, so, and for the quality of the one that you're going to be able to get for under 5K isn't really worth it, because like I said, they're being eaten up right now, and so the ones that you're going to be able to get for under 5K are going to be just like rust boxes, and it's kind of sad, but the car is really cool if you do get one. Number 7 is the Audi A4 B5, which comes with a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes only 150 horsepower, which is kind of small, and it was all-wheel drive, but in my opinion, this Audi is the best generation of Audi to ever come out. I know you really want like the S4, but the A4, it looks the same, and that's all that matters, right? I mean, the S4, it has some insane potential that the A4 just like can't match up to, but either one are good at building power. Just the A4 is going to be a little bit harder for you, but if this is going to be your first car, that's not that big a deal. You don't want that much power as your first car anyway. And when you have one of the best looking Audis out there, so no one's going to know the difference. You're not going to care. You're going to fall in love with it. The Audi A4 B5, it's a beautiful car anyway. Number 6 is the Lexus LS 400, which comes with a 4-liter V8 that makes a nice 270 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And since it was meant to be just a luxury car because Lexus stinks like donkey farts, they didn't put a manual transmission in it, just like the other Lexus, which is the only bad part about Lexus, is that they decide to not put manuals in their cars. It sucks. I get it. It's a luxury car. You want older people to be able to enjoy them. But come on, man. Let us have a freaking manual transmission in an LS 400. That would have been sick. Imagine banging through gears in an LS 400. Either way, the LS 400 it's growing a huge like cult following right now because it's got a Japanese V8 in it. It has like VIP looks to it. It has huge potential if you got the money and the time, but that's the big one. I love the car, but it's kind of a hit or miss between the community on looks. Some say it's a grandma's car, some say it's a race car. Personally, I think it's beautiful. I think it's just where it needs to be, a nice show car. Number 5 is the BMW 328i E36, which comes with a 2.8 liter inline 6 that makes 190 horsepower, and it was either all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but go with the rear-wheel drive one and save yourself the boredom, because an all-wheel drive E36, you're going to be crying if you buy that. The E36, it's one of the most legendary drift cars out there right now, and you can still find it for right under 5K, which is such a steal for the amount of fun you're going to have with it. You might have to be a little bit more patient with this one rather than the other cars on the list. You might have to like sit on Marketplace until like 3 in the morning every night looking for the perfect one. But just like your soulmate, it's out there waiting for you to pick it up. It's just, everybody wants an E36 right now, so you have to be patient. You have to find the right one, and you have to hop on it immediately. But once you get it, it's going to be well worth the money. It's an E36, man. Like, you can't go wrong with an E36. Number 4 is the Infiniti G35 sedan, which comes with a 3.5 liter V6 that makes 287 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, which is sick, but it also did come with all-wheel drive options. And I mean, this is such a good budget deal for anybody looking to get into drifting. If that's what you're buying a car for, is just drifting, a G35 sedan, I think, is the best option. These cars are by no means a good-looking car. Like, they do not look cool. I don't like them at all. But boy, are they great at getting sideways. And the reason that is because they are so dirt cheap. They cost like $2,000 to $3,000 right now. And for a car that has a 350Z heart while still being rear-wheel drive with 4 doors, it's an amazing deal. It's an amazing car. It just doesn't look that cool. Just don't try turning it into a show car because they look hideous and you might get arrested just for owning the car and having such an abomination. But if you're trying to drift, boy oh boy, the Infiniti G35 sedan is a great option. Third place is the 7th generation Honda Civic, which comes with a 1.7 liter inline 4 that makes only 127 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And you may be like scratching your head at why I put this car third if it has such a small engine making such small horsepower. And the answer is because this car will never stay at that horsepower. It's like when you buy a Civic, you sign something that says you're going to modify it way too much. And it's just like, it's so easy to do. It's like the parts cost like $10. The work is like just putting together Legos, and the amount of mods out there is insane. And the community out there, if you ever get stuck, which you probably won't because it's very simple. If you ever get stuck, you can look up a video and there's like 500,000 other people that have done it before. It's such an easy car to build and make power out of. They are the ultimate budget build for like a new kid getting into cars. It's just, you can't go wrong with a Honda Civic. Second place is the Subaru WRX Bug-Eye, which comes with a 2.5 liter turbocharged flat 4 that makes a nice 225 horsepower, and it was all-wheel drive. And they are the epitome of the sport sedan. Everyone knows the WRX, and for a good reason. They are reliable as long as you don't up the boost. If you up the boost, and head gaskets go bye-bye, but we don't talk about that. They have huge aftermarket support. It looks absolutely dashing, and it sounds so good too. Like, people are always like calling it the Subi Rumble. It's true. The Subi Rumble is amazing. It's orgasmic. And it's still all-wheel drive, meaning you can drive it up the freaking Himalayas and be fine. I know lots of people who like own WRXs because I live in New England and the weather up here is just abysmal, and so everybody owns them, and they all say, every single one that I've talked to say that it's such like an easy, stress-free car to own, and that's what you need for a daily or a first car. Now keep in mind, if you're going to like be building a high horsepower car, then no, it's not a stress-free car because these cars like to have head gasket issues, duh. But if you're just daily driving, it is, and it's such a good choice. But first place is the Acura TL 3rd generation, which comes with a 3.2 liter V6 that makes 258 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive, of course. And I mean, come on, man, this car is such a blessing to anybody into cars. It's actually mind-blowing how slept on the Acura TL actually is. Let's go over real quick the benefits of this car. It's great on gas mileage. It's drivable year-round since it's front-wheel drive. It looks amazing. It really looks cool. It looks like it's got like classy but aggressive styling. It looks great. It has cheap parts because Honda. It has loads of parts because Honda. It's easy to work on because Honda. It's reliable as hell too, so you'll never actually have to change those said parts because Honda. And last but not least, the potential is still there because it's a freaking Honda. It has all the amazing Honda attributes while being an Acura, so being more comfy and sportier looking. I don't understand how they're so cheap, but you pick one up for a daily or for your first car and you're going to be happy as hell. You literally have a Civic with a V6 in it that looks way better in my opinion and has the same amount of potential and is more comfy. It's like the all-around like ultimate package for a starter car or a new car, or even just like a daily driver, just a car that you want to build. Like, it's such a good car, the Acura TL. I love it. I love it. I love it. But guys, that is the end of today's video. I'm sorry that I wasn't like so like, you know, energetic today. I have a really bad sore throat, and that whole time it was killing me talking. It's still killing me right now. It's very hard. But I hate this time of year, man. Winter sucks. I freaking get sick and it's so annoying. I can barely talk. Like, I'm so quiet today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. 12 sport sedans under $5,000. A couple days ago we did it for under 10K, so we have to finish it off. We'll do the next one the end of this week, which is going to probably be hatchbacks, and we might do wagons though, or we might do two-seaters, convertibles. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do? But we're gonna be doing some today, baby. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, baby, please. Check out the website at www.smoothstance.com/shop, and Das Vidania. Have a nice night.